Oh, very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today we'll give the Synaptic / Inibuild Airbus A220-300 another try, and this time it's version 1.0.6. I have downloaded 1.0.5. Gave it that sort of a try, but never really took off. But it seemed, at least it seemed like it was doing already a little bit better on the frame rate. And today I saw 1.0.6. I wanted to do a different flight, but then I figured, okay, let's just go fly this one. So that's what we're here to do. So we're going to do a flight from Canada to the United States, from Regina to Salt Lake City, using the new Airbus. I've flown it once on the channel, and the frame rate was so bad I couldn't do anything with it, so I just decided to crash it somewhere. I don't know, it wasn't very constructive. And yeah, today I feel like giving that another shot. So let's see what's going to happen. We'll be using Space Engines AI for our ATC on real world time and real world weather. And ESX is in the background, but I don't think we're actually using that, so I don't feel like doing that right now. Alright, so let's get the bump out of the way, and a little Volanta overlay up there, looking all pretty. So it's going to be an airtime of about a little under 2 hours. And maybe I actually should change one more thing that I forgot to do during my setup. I always like to have a little bit slower camera, so nobody gets motion sickness before we even take off. So this is the aircraft. We've all seen it. You know, like there's a lot of channels going in depth with all the details and everything. And you're better off there if you're looking for that, because I don't know a whole lot about all those details. But I do like flying these planes, so let's do just that. We're parked here at gate number 5 at Regina Airport, and the variant that they started using, I believe from version 1.0.4 or 1.0.5, is this version is without the cabin. So if we go in here, you can see there is no cabin. I have not given the cabin version a shot. First, I just want to see if this one is even any good, and if that's so, then I probably will also try the version that actually does have a cabin. But you can still, if you want, to set up some camera views here, so they left that in. That's really nice. They did that with, I think, the Itinerary A350 as well. So yeah, let's just see if we can get anything to work. Pretty much I was already like standing here and sort of testing some things out also with my hardware, and then I figured, you know what, why not just stream it? Just going to be fun anyway. So yeah, let's get the ATIS information as well. Then we can just go ahead and request a clearance and do the startup and everything. And again, as I said, I'm pretty much like the second time I'm actually going to take this sucker off. So ATIS 127.0. Look, my radio panel is a little bit weird. Alright, let's do it the lazy way now. ATIS.
Area. Exercise caution. Advise on initial contact. You have information Tango.
Tango.
Regina International Airport. Information Tango. 0,000 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 3126. Wind 330 at 13 gusting 19er. Visibility 10. View at 16, 16,000. Temperature 24, 2.9er. Altimeter 3011. Density altitude 3200 feet. Hosmet response team active in cargo area. Exercise caution. Advise on initial contact. You have information Tango.
Alright, then let's go to the clearance. not sure which one they are using actually. That will be ground 121.9 in this case, okay. I saw that I have a little funny problem with my radio, so I'm just going to do it via the menu. So ground 121.9. It looks like it, okay. And let's, before we request our clearance, let's get the OFD, so we know what actually we are requesting. View flight plan, OFD, the cruising 380, and the fuel, block fuel 5.7. And that will be a direct out to GORAK, to NORAB, to Bill, to Jack, and then we got the Carter arrival there. Alright, so let's go ahead and request the clearance, pen and paper ready, that's always nice and useful. Ground Air Canada 879, type is Airbus A220-300, we are at gate 5, we have information Tango, requesting IFR clearance to Salt Lake City.
Air Canada 879er cleared to Salt Lake City. Radar vector is GORAK, then as filed. Climb 5000. Expect flight level 38010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.1, squawk 2615. Expect runway 31.
Radar vectors to GORAK, and then as filed, initial climb 5000. Expect flight level 38010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be 120.1, squawk 2615. Departure runway 31, Air Canada 879. Hey Vintage man. I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
Air Canada 879er. Read back correct.
We just got our clearance. Hope you're doing okay, man. So, we're giving the A220 another shot. Hopefully, it'll be any good. I got some parts of my hardware set up as well, so that's also nice. Right, so let's go ahead. Maybe actually let's just run the checklist. So battery 1 on, electronic checklist, it should be on 2. I think that's a display upper or something, I'm not really sure, but we'll check that later. Hydraulics, we turn those up. APU external power as required, all APU is running. Okay, cool. 2 teeth pulled out yesterday. Oh man, it feels weird to talk. Well, good that you're typing, man. And did they fix it, or how's the A220 running for today? Is it related? Well, thank you. I hope it is. But let me tell you what the problem was, because right now we cannot really tell. And I'll tell you why. I found out, I thought it had to do with engine start. But really that wasn't quite the case. Engine started, I could still look around like this and it wouldn't stutter. The moment the aircraft started moving, that's when the performance would significantly drop. And I already checked a little bit with version 1.0.5 I think, and it looked like it was a little bit better, but I didn't really end up flying it. So that's what we're trying now. And one of the differences is also that I'm now using the version that is without a cabin. And then you do still have the little windows here, so if you want to do like a replay and look out of the window, you can. But yeah, so, but that should definitely help some. And then if this flight goes okay, I will also check the version with cabin, because obviously that's super cool if you can do that. So yeah, so we're about to find out, man. Equipment cooling inlet, select auto. Which one was that again? complete. Pre-flight checklist, this will be the first flight of the day. And these I'm just all going to check. I'm very confident that it's not going to give it. Like as an info, the altimeter set and cross check. So the altimeter was 3011. Just going to press the little B button and then magically 3010 there. So let's make that 3011. Doesn't seem to work. Although something is turning. Let's see. Oh, this button didn't work before. Oh, that's cool. 3011. Come on, there you go. 3011.
Papa Romeo Victor, ready to taxi.
The flight earlier today, yeah,
Papa Romeo Victor,
that was really
runway
nice.
26 taxi via Bravo Kilo.
It was a nice and chill
Runway
little
26
flight.
taxi via Bravo Kilo Papa Romeo Victor.
Set, let's just cross-check, but they should be linked. I think I linked them. Yeah, flew from Athens to Izmir, so from Greece to Turkey. And yeah, it was an interesting flight. It was a nice landing. So these are set, center panel, sure that's checked, pedestal, sure that's checked, side sticks, sure that's checked, alright, complete. Then before start, departure briefing. Alright, so let's have a look. Well, basically, we'll just fly a runway heading. Actually 308, let me set it as well. We had a runway 31, yeah, so 308. Basically, yeah, we'll just fly out of here and we'll just get the vectors to the first waypoint, so that should be too interesting. APR external power is as required. Seatbelt sign, do we have our fuel? Let's actually get our fuel. We're not doing any real-time fueling, just load sheet, Simmery Airport. 5.7, load aircraft, and magically everything is right there. And where do we see the fuel on this one? Right there, 5750. So we can turn on the seatbelt sign. And doors closed and locked. Ground equipment, door open, close all doors, that should do the trick. And then we should probably just also toggle the ramp. I keep pushing the ramp, go that way. What's the jetway doing? Is it like, there you go. Alright, so we can turn on the beacon. We're about to start our engines, so let's hope for that, but we'll still have to set up the SMS. Parking brake is required, so I think brake is on. So check that, complete. Then we get the before taxi, so it wants us to start the engines, but obviously let's just get our flight plan and everything. So the aircraft already found its position. So flight plan is actually let's put it when collected, send, and it will just get your flight plan, but then it will actually end up or appear in the secondary index. And there, when you do activate, execute, it will now sit in your active. I don't know why they do it like that, but that's how they do it. So we got that, our alternate. I really never bother with the alternate at all, but sometimes I feel like, yeah, let's just do that. That would be Kilo Papa Victor uniform. And the cruising altitude. flight level 110. Execute. And the number of passengers where did it? Flight number. Air Canada 879.
Papa Romeo Victor, contact tower on 118.6.
118.6 for tower, Papa Romeo Victor.
Fuel. So I'm forgetting, wasn't there a way to send this actually? Load aircraft, well basically we did that. Alright, so 0 fuel weight 4889. And this sometimes, I'm probably doing it wrong, but this sometimes gets a bit funny. Let's just check again now. 48489. Basically answering it here. Putting it here. Oh, actually this time it takes. Alright, that's cool. Plane cockpit still looks like a spaceship. Well, let me tell you something. I think it is. 24.5. I must say I really like these types of cockpits. There's like a whole bunch of numbers that you can punch in, and I think I like that. But yeah, I can totally understand where you're coming from with your vintage planes, man. This must be like going into the future for sure. So here is the number of passengers at the block fuel. So the block fuel was 5.7 or 5753. I think we put in the entire thing. 5753. And the passengers are 105. Right, that's that. Let's execute. Taxi fuel trip. Well, taxi fuel. Only that one, and then I'm not going to bother with all the other small numbers. It's confusing. Well, it will become less confusing. I've noticed a lot of similarities by now between this cockpit and the FMS as well, with the A320 family, the 737, the 777, the MD-11. They all sort of work ultimately like similarly. But yeah, it's at some point. I've watched a lot of videos as well, you know, like that also really helps. Ever hear about the story about a plane that disappeared for 37 years, then magically reappeared in modern days and was confused?
Tango Oscar Whiskey ready to taxi.
No, I've never heard about that. That would sound like some really big news, though. If you fly plan as our OFP, and why did we want the OFP again? Oh yeah, to
Tango
find the
Oscar Whiskey, runway 26 taxi via Bravo, Kilo.
taxi fuel. It's at 45. It says here 163. And what flight was that, vintage?
Runway 26 taxi via Bravo, Kilo Tango Oscar Whiskey.
160. The rest of these numbers I'm just going to accept, so they're just probably fine. This aircraft has given me a bunch of times troubles, like some warnings. It said it wasn't like auto flight fault, stuff like that. So go through everything, and then we'll see if everything will be okay. This part usually should be fine. At some point, it started complaining to me about the performance. But I do remember vintage. I do remember a episode by Star Trek Voyager where Amelia Earhart is found on some alien planet. The aircraft is there, and the transponder is on, transmitting some signal, Yeah, they've been frozen in time. They've been captured by aliens and put in some cryo chambers or something. And then obviously they wake them up, right? And they get like this big culture shock, you know, because all of a sudden they're like, what is it, like 400 years into the future or something. That's an interesting episode. Totally forgetting what I'm trying to check there. Oh yeah, so we're going to do the takeoff performance. So weather, FMS, runway 08, no, we're going to take runway 31. at 13, that's what I wrote down as well. Temperature 24. Calculate. And this one we can send to the FMS. Takeoff 1, 123, 129, 136, flaps 2. Flaps 2, the bleed source will be the engine. Outside air temperature is 24. And the wind was 330 at 13. I hope I'm doing this alright. I don't think I've ever seen an episode. Also, I haven't seen a whole lot of Star Trek Discovery. This wasn't Star Trek Voyager, by the way. But, same. I tried Star Trek Discovery, but it couldn't grasp me. Not sure about the flex temperature, it doesn't show anywhere in the ESB. At least I haven't found it. So I'm not quite sure. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice show. But, you know, you got to like Star Trek for that, probably. So I think we're just going to conclude this. Like, we could maybe do I don't feel like doing that, but you have the assembly dispatch, and there you can also do like a calculation. Climb, let's see. Altitude 380. Climb speed 275 or 0.78. Climb close to LB. Speed altitude limit, so below 10,000 feet, 250 knots. Division altitude is correct. Cruise will be 380. That should be the cruise speed. That we don't need this right now. And this will be our route. So basically, vectors to GORAK. So for now, I think we should just leave this. Let's put this on flight plan. Well, actually, I would like it on route, but I've heard that also might give some troubles. Like Star Trek a lot more than like, yeah, same here, man. I'm totally not a Star Wars fan, although some of their games are really cool. But the movies, no, it's interesting maybe to see once for me. Yeah, but Star Trek, you know, Star Trek is sort of realistic in that sense, you know, at least it's, obviously it's not realistic, but it's more relatable for me. It's less like a fairy tale, it's more like hippies in space, you know. Alright, so, and sure about the trim setting, also didn't say anything there. You know what, actually I will just indulge myself. And just see what will happen if we use this one. So we go performance and tools. Calculate from last flight. Now to check runway 31, that is correct. 3011, 24, 3013, runway condition right. So calculate. It's giving us flaps 2, takeoff 3. No assumed temperature, so in that sense, I'm just going to leave it. Is there a trim setting anywhere? miss playing Star Trek Online. I also have it, but I never play it. I've played it a couple of times with a friend. I've never really gotten into it. I don't think I have it installed even at the moment. And let's see, so before taxi, what does that say? APU is required, so yeah. So I think we're pretty much set up here. Then the FCU, so our initial climb, 5,000. And we'll now put the speed to 50 knots. Got the runway heading. Flight director is on. So we'll stay in heading mode, but I guess we can do VNAV. See how this is going to go. Then, since we are on APU, we are on APU, right? Yeah. So we can turn off external power. And we'll disconnect it here as well, and we'll request our push and start. Remove chocks. Ground Air Canada 879, request push and start.
Air Canada 879er, push and start, approved. Face southeast.
Face southeast, Air Canada 879er, thank you. Right, so that's nose to the right, tail to the left. So for pushback, sure how this sucker works. Have to pushback started, so probably parking brakes then. Maybe we could use GSX for that. Oh, that's being a bitch again. Well, yeah, we're not using GSX. So stand by 1 second. And our squawk code actually, 615. Let's do that as well. Right, so let's use the pushback helper. So Vintage, they got 2 of your teeth out, man. That must suck. They already fix everything, or do you first have to heal and then later they'll patch it up? Hope it wasn't too painful and everything, man. Doug. And it's not showing, which is fine. Parking brakes released, and we open that so a bit fast. We play a lot MMO war games like World of Warships. And Star Trek Online, War Thunder. Never got very far. Yeah, neither did I. I believe it actually has some sort of storyline, but I don't know, somehow it felt a little bit too, maybe too complex for me. Not necessarily difficult, I don't know, like just complex to what we're doing, just pushing back and then do the startup. Right, stop, parking brake, dog can go. Alright, so the startup is quite easy in this one. Engine number 1. Not sure if they fixed everything yet. Not a lot of pain, surprisingly. That's good. So they gave me pain meds. Yeah, antibiotics. Alright, well, that sounds good. For a 2-hour flight, I'm guessing we'll be landing in the dark. So I've once again managed to pick some awkward time. One thing that sucks is I can't drink root beer for 2 weeks. Oh, that sucks. But it's extended desire, so then later on you will really enjoy it. You might actually even discover a new appreciation for for your root beer. Does this button work? No, that's a shame. Rather quiet here on the flight, I must say. I don't hear a lot of engine sound. EGT is still rising. I'd expect it to start dropping at some point. Not sure for this aircraft how it works. 18.5. Maybe that's just where these engines remain, I don't know. Engine number 2. Now we can go I'm still. There was a worry that I might go to root beer withdrawal, but honestly, gone without root beer for extended time. Probably just fine. Yeah, but root beer, it's not beer, is it? I mean, it's not. There's no alcohol in there, right? But you know, you could always get addicted to sugar and stuff, right? You know. Yeah, okay, so I figured, yeah, no alcohol. So what, that will be a sugar addiction then? Or just like caffeine maybe? And then, you know, ultimately, like, even like without the substances, you know, a person could still get addicted. Might be a big word, but you know, it could get like habitual addiction, if you will. You know, like yeah, it's just something is part of your routine, and now that routine gets disturbed somewhat. You know, that it doesn't really matter what the substance is. The substance is the routine, and not really the substance itself. You know, it could be in some cases, you know. so it looks like we have 2 running engines, but we still have some warnings there in the crew alert system. I'll have a look at those in a second. No caffeine, just sugar. Sugar doesn't affect me very much. It doesn't stay in my system for long. Ah, okay. Let's see, caution. So what are they saying here? FMS performance departure config. So I've seen that before. Auto flight fault. Got what I have to do to solve that one. APU is required, so the APU we can turn off. We have 2 running engines. APU is off. That also solves that problem there, that's cool. APU as required, NTIs. Auto on. Flaps are set to. Flight controls are checked. No steering, yes, turn that sucker on. Gas and information, well, we're checking that constantly. Complete. And then we have the before takeoff checklist. APU bleed as required. The FMS is already set. The trims, well, I have no clue what trims we're doing. Nose up, nose down. I think as long as we stay in the green band there, that should be fine. Let's just go for the middle somewhere. It's so hot here, even with the fan blowing cold air on me, I still feel like I'm being cooked. Maybe you are being cooked, man. Just don't turn red. Yeah, this was a hot summer this year, for sure. So let's say trims set, flap set as well, NTI is sure, auto brake as required. Well, it should actually, if you ask me, just go to RTO. Makers and info, thrust checked, so that's an interesting one. See. Good, thank you. Runway confirmed. Well, we're not at the runway, cabin ready. Alright, sure, these are just small little things. Then I will request 31 Celsius. Wow. Yeah, that's after a couple of days you just get crazy, man. Let's request our taxi clearance. That will probably be extremely straightforward. Just Alpha, and then there's a holding point. I would like to see this one. Yeah, it's just Alpha. Does it have a different name? Not at all. Ground Air Canada 879er request taxi. So
Air Canada 879er, runway 31 taxi via Alpha.
Runway 31 via Alpha, Air Canada 879er. Well, hope I'm not going to kill us today with this. Everything, if you ask me, is looking good. We'll now hand over the radios to our co-pilot. Our preferred temperature is between 20 and 21. That's nice, yeah. 24 for me, that could also work. Anything above that is starting to get, it also depends a lot on the atmosphere that you're living in. If you're living in a very dry atmosphere, then heat to me is usually not that big of an issue. But when the atmosphere is like very saturated with moist, then the whole atmosphere just heats up, which is not always very pleasant. Co-pilot, I think your name is Ethan. You'll take the radios, please. Well, I think I was transmitting.
Air Canada 879er, copy, no pushback needed.
Negative, I made a mistake. We are taxiing to runway 31 via Alpha now, Air Canada 879. Ethan, you'll take the radios, please. I was actually transmitting over the
Air
radio.
Canada 879er, runway 31.
Sure thing, Arkady. I'll handle the radios
Alpha.
from here.
Alright, parking brakes released. So what do they say here? Auto flight fault. They're still saying something. Still not liking something here. Auto brake RTO, not bad seat belts. Alright. Sure about that auto flight fault. Why we keep getting that? There's the T-gas again. Put that on TARA. Because it was way too hot for me as I start sweating it. Did you say at 21.6?
Bravo Hotel Juliet, ready to taxi.
That is very precise, man.
Bravo Hotel Juliet, runway 26, taxi via Bravo Kilo.
Runway 26,
The
taxi
controller
via
sounds
Bravo,
really
Kilo
funny.
Bravo Hotel Juliet.
Bravo. Well, actually here, look, 24 degrees, 24, 24. Should be able to, where do we have that? Flight deck nice and cool, and the cabin can be a little bit cooler as well. Right, so the frame rate, oh actually we're moving. That's so stupid. I didn't check that. We're actually moving in the correct direction, so that's good. But yeah, so far actually, now that we're moving and the engines have started, the frame rate is 21, so my max frame rate is like 30. And basically the whole point for me is like I need to be able to look around and get to where I want to be pretty much instantly, and it looks like that's not really affected. So I'm guessing it might is a really big improvement. I'm not guessing, this is definitely a big improvement. I'm happy with that. 21.6, of course. So it's just yeah. So obviously, so you just convert and then it'll say 21.6. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but yeah, of course. If somebody ever says to you, "Hey man, do you think you take things literally?" Then you should say, "No man, I don't steal." Alright, so Ethan is going to be doing the radios. There he goes, 21 degrees all throughout. Actually on the flight deck, a little bit cooler, doesn't hurt, so we don't fall asleep.
Air Canada 879er, contact tower on 118.6 solo.
Contacting tower on 118.6. Air Canada 879er.
I would really happy with the
Tower,
update.
Air Canada 879er. Good evening, holding short 31, ready for departure.
Air Canada 879er, Regina Tower, runway 31, winds 330 at 13, gusting 19er, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, that's our special
Runway
clear.
31, clear for takeoff. Air Canada 879er.
Roll. Landing lights on. Bit of power. And the first tank will just get into position before we do anything else. Right, so turning is very awkward. I am really trying to take a right turn here and just not doing it. Absolutely insane. Also steering his own. Maybe let's try something. Will it work? Bypass it. Let's see what this. Maybe this was exactly what we needed to do. I'm not sure. It's still not really turning all that great. Look at that, man. Just wasting seat here. It might be that I'm just doing something wrong, I don't know, but compared to other aircraft, it really feels extremely sluggish. Right, let's not waste too much runway. Parking brake set. Pedal steer this, yeah, so we can set off. Not sure about the auto flight fault. That is about. We have flight directors on, flight director off. That also gets rid of our. Well, you have to work, man. I took the day off tomorrow. I'm quite happy with that. That's interesting. Turn on the flight director and we get auto flight fault. I'm not sure if. And you know, let's put this on FMS. That doesn't really change anything here. I think I'm still going to take off anyway. I don't think we'll crash because of this. It just doesn't like something, and I don't know what. Let's see if we can just take off here. Do we have a timer? That's always nice. Maybe actually it might have automatically a timer running. Yes, otherwise we'll check that some other time. Oh yeah, if you don't, yeah, then you'll have to go. Yeah. There's a couple of buttons. I have no clue what they do. Tune menu. Walk. This is just wait, what's nothing. Alright, well I give up. Next page, return. Alright, so we'll leave that tab. Alright, so parking brake released. And let's see what this baby can do. So standing still, we're at like 27 FPS. So we do put these to, totally forgot that, whoops, it's easily quick here. Let's go all the way forward. So we got 17 FPS, 15.
B1.
That's the rotate. There we go. Get up.
Bravo Hotel Juliet, ready to go, straight out. Bravo Hotel Juliet, wind 330 at 13, gusting 19er, runway 26, cleared for takeoff. Safe traffic.
6 cleared for takeoff. Bravo Hotel Juliet, thanks.
Air Canada 879er, contact departure.
Contacting departure, Air Canada 879er.
So 14 FPS 13, let's turn on the autopilot.
Winnipeg Center, Air Canada 879er. Good evening, climbing through 2,500.
Air Canada 879er, Winnipeg Center, radar contact. Climb 10,000, turn right, heading 130, direct GORAK enable. Then on course,
Climbing 10,000, right heading 130, direct GORAK enable, then on course. Air Canada 879er.
130, this is looking weird, listen. Hey, okay, Vintage, yeah, oh shit.
Overspeed.
Uh-oh. Let's go flaps up. Out of frost. Can we turn that on? Yes, we can. You have a good day, man. Take it easy, Vintage. I'll see you next time, dude. Hopefully we'll get this plane down and you can see the landing. FD mode. Change.
Mustang, Quebec, November Mike, climbing 16,000 for flight level 200.
Mustang, Quebec, November Mike, identified.
Thanks, Vintage. See you later, man. Bye-bye. So, 14 FPS, 17. That could definitely be better. It's not the BMDG, I'll tell you that.
Air Canada 879er, climb flight level 190.
190.
Climbing flight level 190, Air Canada 879er.
And I think we can go L now. FMS1 is armed. Oh, but we're not on a intercept course yet.
Dear guests, we are now at a safe altitude and the use of approved electronic devices is permitted in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly, and we appreciate your patience. Thank you for flying with Air Canada today.
We appreciate your patience. What, since we had a late takeoff? Like 11,000. So yeah, 14 FPS, 17, 19. It's definitely noticeable. So,
Mustang, Quebec, November Mike, climb flight level 240.
Oh shit.
Climbing flight level 240, Mustang, Quebec, November Mike.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that. So shortly after takeoff there was some noise going on and we were doing an overspeed. I deployed the speed brakes, totally forgot to retract them. Fortunately, the aircraft was actually still flying, but...
Air Canada 879er, climb flight level 270.
Climbing flight level 270, Air Canada 879er.
So outside, 18 FPS, 17, 18. Now, don't be too alarmed by my FPS because that's like max 30. Yeah, that's usually perfectly fine for all my other aircraft. So, but when I get this low, that is not so cool. But it is better than it was before. And is it something that I would like to accept as just part of the aircraft as it is right now? I'm not quite sure. Alright, what's happening here? We should be on our way to GORAK and FMS 1. Let's see. For some reason doesn't want... Can we turn off heading? No. Not really sure why...
326, any ride reports for us up there?
Light shop, otherwise smooth. Air Canada 326.
Let's do direct GORAK. Execute. And it will take us to FMS 1. Okay, so there it was. Right, so that's something to just to get used to a little bit, I guess. That's fine. Turn traffic on. Hey Gator, just flew from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids. How did that go?
Air Canada 879er, climb flight level 350.
350.
Climbing flight level 350, Air Canada 879er.
And let's go standard pressure. Thinking that's this one. There, it's standard. Just flew from Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids. Yeah, how did your flight go? Fun and first time. Tell me, man, what aircraft were you using, Gator? And how long is the flight?
Winnipeg Center, Air Canada 119, at flight level 320.
Air Canada 119, identified.
And congratulations, since this was your first time, by the way. And good to hear that it was fun. No worries. So, good to hear it was fun. And congratulations on your first time for this flight. And I was asking, what type of aircraft did you use for flying from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids? What was the aircraft and how long did it take you? The 13 FPS, so yeah, the FPS is still not
Quarter
super
4037,
great,
descend to flight level 280, pilot's discretion.
Flight level 280, quarter 4037,
thinking actually, if this were a demo, see if I would like this aircraft and I would get these 19 FPS and stuff, I might not have purchased it. What I might have thinking like I might use it later when it improves, but yeah. But they're working really hard, I must say. The Synaptics team are working really hard to improve this aircraft. Cessna, 1.5 hours in the dark. Cool. And what type of Cessna was it? Was it a 152, 172? I can fly this station, extra 5 on the channel.
Flight level 210 for 12000.
But that sounds cool, man.
3658, good afternoon.
And did you use GPS or were you using VOR to VOR? Or was it, I mean, not really VFR flying, I would think, in the dark. Kind of hard to look out the window and orient. GPS, alright. In the 152, thanks. Alright, cool, man. Well, you did it. So yeah, we're just trying out the Synaptics A220-300. She looks really cool, but she's a little bit heavy on our systems, and I'm saying our systems because it's not only on my system. It's actually a lot of people are reporting very low FPS frame rates with this aircraft, and I don't need eye candy as such. It's all good, but looking around like this, it's a little bit muddy. It has been a lot worse, so it's already a huge improvement. And I think it's barely over the threshold of flyable for me now. So I might fly this plane some more. Look at all those 1,000 buttons. Yeah, it's a loud airplane in those terms for sure. If you compare this to the 152, then absolutely for sure. There's a whole lot of things to set up, you know. $26,000, so we're on standard. The AP is on, autothrust is on, we're on FMS1, and it says here flight level change for some reason. Doesn't have VNAV. Now we have VNAV. Yeah, okay, combined with flight level changes. I'll take that, that's fine. Now, I have not really. This is pretty much. This will be my first full flight with this aircraft. I've tried once, and the frame rate was so bad I had to abort. Let's see, do we have a progress page, something like that? Got here route page, that's where we are on. Flight to position report, flight log, flight plan. Did I totally forget to set the departure earlier? I think I may have. Something like, now we might learn something by watching you fly. Thanks so much, Gator. Well, I hope you can. You might also learn how not to do it, because I also make really stupid mistakes sometimes. But yeah, as long as you have fun, man, that's what it ultimately is about. But thanks so much for the like and for the subscribe. I appreciate that very much. And for that, I will. First, I need my guitar pick. Was lying around here earlier. Must have accidentally nudged it off the table. Well, we can do without the guitar pick. Because you subscribed, I'm going to go, I don't know, like Thank you for subscribing. Hope you'll have some fun. Thank you for subscribing, Gator Wolf Gaming. Hope you'll have some fun. Let me put that thing away before I hurt someone. Alright, so what are we looking at? I wanted to see if there is a... Yes, I think I actually forgot to put in the arrival earlier. Yeah, you got your own song now, dude. Yeah, I don't think I put in the departure. I'll have to look back the stream later. That's fine. It's a 2-hour flight. And we actually have a timer. I was looking for that earlier. I do have to orient myself a little bit with this aircraft. Where is what? It has lots of functions like hidden behind all these little buttons. And there was tune menu and not sure what I'm doing here. Standby nav, HUD, return. Oh, clock, but it's just displaying time. And yeah, that's not really what I was after. Can we do anything with these buttons? Perhaps? No, not really. Or really not, rather. Alright, so let's not try to find two things at the same time, Arkady. So, just go see. And, you know, that's like sometimes with the 777 and the 737 and the Airbus A320 family, I can find it like pretty much immediately, but here it's all slightly different. So we have actual and secondary flight plans, so we don't need that.
Winnipeg Center United 841 at flight level 280.
Checklist.
United 841 identified. Good evening.
Don't need that, so we can put something else here on this second screen, I would think. Where do we do that? Probably below here somewhere. Radio panel, we don't need that right now. App FMS, okay. Well, actually, I still would think FMS, so this is changing it to FMS, but we already have that here. I enjoy the fact that flying is in real time and with real air traffic and control tower voices. Yeah, it's, yeah, we're using,
November Mike, contact Salt Lake Center on 126.85.
we are using say intentions, don't say I.
Center on 126.85. Mustang, Quebec, November Mike.
For the ATC, for the air traffic. But I always like to do real world time and real world weather, so if the sun is going to set when we land, sun has set, you know. Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to find out...
King Air Papa Echo Oscar, descent to flight level 190, pilot's discretion.
Let's go to the route
Landing
page.
flight level 190, King Air Papa Echo Oscar.
Can we use our cursor? No.
Bonanza Bravo, Uniform Tango, climb flight level 240.
Climbing flight level 240. Bonanza Bravo, Uniform Tango.
It looks like you're moving. I mean, like on the outside.
Air Canada 879er, contact Salt Lake Center on 126.85.
Open Salt Lake City on 126.85. Air Canada 879er. Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 879. Good evening, this is flight level 310.
Air Canada 879, Salt Lake Center. Good evening, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb and maintain flight level 380. Air Canada 879.
380, we're climbing slowly if you ask me. But I think we'll still have like at least 1 hour until top of descent. We have such a small flight plan. That's what I'm seeing here. Top of descent at 241. It's in 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. Have you ever had close calls with other aircraft? Well, sometimes you might actually see sometimes you might see like another aircraft like moving by, just like in real life, I guess. It's always really cool. And every now and then there might also be like you'll get this warning when your TCAS system is on and saying descend, or climb. Traffic. You'll get these warnings, you know. Why are we climbing so incredibly slow? It's just
Mustang, Quebec, November, Mike. Direct route when able.
100 feet per
Go
minute.
direct, Mustang, Quebec, November, Mike.
Let's turn off VNAV if we can. Doesn't want us to turn it on. Okay. Then we'll just leave it like that. Yeah, I like it. I like when you see like you look to your left and there's this contrail, you see the back of another aircraft, you know. They're pretty cool if you ask me. The top of climb is there, top of descent is right there, so all in all it's looking good, I guess. Alright, so while we are climbing, yeah, the FPS is not super friendly still. It's 12 FPS, 15. It's definitely not like my other aircraft, for sure.
King Air, Papa Echo, Oscar.
I'm going to experiment now. Let's go vertical speed. Let's see if we can go up, let's say, 2,000 feet per minute. It's definitely getting us there faster. But then obviously our speed doesn't like that very much. And maybe at this altitude, I climb over 1,500 or maybe 1,000 would be better. Let's go 1,200. Our speed still doesn't seem to quite like it. Okay, so back to level change then. That's the top of climb coming up over there. If we click it, can we see what time we are expected there? Doesn't look like it. I will have to step away into the galley
Dear
for
guests,
a minute.
the cabin crew will now begin the snack and beverage service.
Nice.
We invite you to enjoy our signature maple cookies and refreshing fruit juices. After the service, selected items from the Air Canada shop will be available for your browsing. Thank you for flying with us today.
Well, that sounds cool. I would like a snack. Alright, so I'll be right back. When I get back, we'll have a look at our top of descent and we'll prepare for prepare the aircraft for our arrival. We did not put in the arrival. If we go flight plan, here are the arrivals, so we'll do that. But for now, I will step off into the galley and I'll be back in about 1 or 2 minutes. And in the meantime, let's have a look outside of the window, and look, we have almost a full moon. Alright, I'll be right back.
Air Canada 879, I need you at flight level 380, sir.
Alright, and we're back. Let's get the BRB out of the screen. Alright, so two things. One is when I stepped away, I could hear they needed us at flight level 380, so they are also complaining about our slow climb rate. And second thing, Gator is saying today I posted 2 short flight videos on my channel, so I will check those out later, Gator. Later, hey. I didn't mean that, but it's funny. But yeah, I'll check those out. I took a little screenshot as a reminder for myself, and I'd like to check them out. But I will not do that during the flight. That's why I took a little screenshot. So thanks for the heads up. Now for the climbing, apparently I'm not the only one who doesn't like this. That we're climbing so slow. This is probably just me not understanding the logic behind this aircraft. So we are following navigation, that's fine. So that's FMS1 right there. And we're now FLCs, flight level change. The V in front of it, as far as I understand, means that we actually want to do vertical navigation, but it is doing a flight level change, and I don't know. I don't like this. So can we turn off? How does this work? I guess we'll just do vertical speed after all then. So let's go 1200 feet per minute. Have a long flight? No, I don't think so. The total airtime for this flight, let me just check, is supposed to be 1 hour 57 minutes. And I did not set a timer when we took off. I was hoping there was an automatic timer or something.
Western Quebec, November, Mike. Descend pilot's discretion, flight level 310.
But
out of flight level 380 for flight level 310, Mustang, Quebec, November, Mike.
Our top of descent is 232. So that's in a little under 1 hour, and then we'll start descending. It's usually about 30 minutes, so I'm thinking probably about 90 minutes from now we will land. Now that's, so you think usually on these other aircraft I can quite easily find my way around this. At the same time, let me just bring up a little excuse. I'm getting really tired, it's late. But yeah, so I'm definitely feeling my brain is not as sharp anymore. Yeah, but you know, there's that. So yeah, so I'm sort of lost here in the FMS slightly. So now going to fly from Kalamazoo, Michigan to Stewart, Florida. Oh, Florida, that's cool, man. And are we going to fly the 152 again? Or might it be another aircraft this time? Seems like quite a long flight. From Michigan to Florida. Maybe the reason, let's see, I'm not sure if I'm getting this. Let's go flight plan arrivals. The 152 is to fly in easy mode. Hey, well, man. Let's see, flight, and let's get the flight plan. And what are we expected to do? Salt Lake City, runway 34 right with the Carter 1 arrival. So 34 right. That does have an ILS. Do not see the Carter 1 in here. Check. Final approach courses here, the glide slope angle. Our threshold elevation is fairly high, 4,200 feet. Got the ILS frequency, that's all very nice, but that's not what I'm looking for at the moment. So basically the star that we are getting is not available. Let me check something off the screen real quick. Actually, no, I don't think I should. Well, let me say, I'm checking the Navigraph, basically the RX cycle, but actually that should be fine because this is from inside the simulator. Off we go. Database, yeah, we were right there. Or what the hell? Active period. Native. Well, let's do this one then. Can we? Would like the native period. Why can I not take that? Let's cancel that out, by the way. Maybe that's preventing us from choosing anything.
Can I get you anything to drink or a snack,
FedEx
Captain?
1709, traffic 10 o'clock and 12 miles, crossing left to right.
I would like some juice, please.
Traffic in sight, FedEx 1709.
We'll bring some juice to the flight deck now.
Well, that's cool. Alright, Gator. Sure, man. Thanks so much for your like and for subscribing and for hanging out. And good luck on your flight tomorrow. And yeah, I'm sure we'll see each other again. Thanks so much, and you have a good day, man. Right, we're at flight level 380, that's good. We are at the VNAV, FMS1, autopilot is on auto thrust, so that's all looking good. Top of descent, comma copper right there. Now, I'm not liking this. This says search, I'm not interested, default.
Cargo Jet 917, when ready, descend via the Seagram 8 arrival.
Descend via the Seagram 8, Cargo Jet 917.
Definitely a lot of options in here. Yeah, there's just one letter selected. That's weird. But this could be a reason that we cannot find our star. I would think so.
Captain, I have brought the juice to the flight deck
Mustang,
now.
Quebec, November, Mike. Descend and maintain flight level 180.
Ascending to flight level 180, Mustang, Quebec, November, Mike.
Thank you for the juice. It's very sweet of you. Actually, I should say thank you for the juice. It's
Of
very
course,
sweet.
Captain. I'm glad you like it.
One more question, please.
Of course, Captain. What would you like to know?
How many R's are there in the word strawberry?
There are 3 R's in the word strawberry. Captain.
Yes, there are indeed. Thank you. That was very helpful.
Of course, Captain.
Alright, so I found something. See if I understand. Data that is not charged, so SMS.
Air Canada 879, contact Salt Lake Center on 132.425. Contacting Salt Lake Center on 132.425. Air Canada 879. Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 879. Good evening. Flight level 380.
Air Canada 879, Salt Lake Center, good evening.
That'd be interesting.
Salt Lake Center, Southwest 3521, flight level 360.
Southwest 3521, roger. Good afternoon, sir.
Data load. Databases. You load new databases, okay. This is really interesting. Load complete with errors. Oh, okay. Few errors. Failed to download the database. Properly set.
Delta 562 at flight level 330.
Delta 562, Salt Lake Center, good morning. United 1110, flight level 260. United 1110, roger.
Well, let's try this again. Data load new databases. Start load. And again, it's stopping at 90%. That's a shame. Right, looks like we'll not be able to fix this during the flight. We just hit it one more time, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. It's just going to stop at 90% and then just say failed. But we can do it without the start, I guess. But yeah, it's a little bit lame. So back to SMS it is. So arrivals, we can at least set our alarm.
A220-300, descend and maintain flight level 290.
Runway 34 right.
Leaving for flight level 290, Delta 2954.
It's just, we don't have the Carter 1 arrival there. So do none and we'll just do vectors 34 right, so we'll just say execute. And it says our arrival will be 318. About 1 hour 50 minutes or so. And then top of descent was thought I saw that earlier.
United 1900, continue descent, flight level 270.
Leaving for flight level 270.
So we have 214. Let's just do this again. I don't think I did it correctly. So flight plan, arrivals, by 34 right, vectors, no star, and execute. Execute. So probably we had to hit it twice, I guess. Now go route. So Jack and Hacker. I think I'll just see. Well, let's just. Can we do it like that? Get a better angle here.
Delta 2941, flight level 200, descending 1000.
Delta 2941, Salt Lake Center, good evening.
Yeah, that seems to work. Execute. So that was a little bit of a Boeing style actually. So, but at least then we have our top of descent. 301. And our arrival then the 320.
Delta 2941, keep your speed up, 260 or better.
Down to 260, Delta 2941.
Yes, I'm guessing by the time we land, the sun will have set. Yeah, it's somewhat of an improvement, the update to version 1.0.6.
Delta 2954, continue descent, flight level 260.
But
descending to flight level 260, Delta 2954.
It could definitely be better, I must say. We're now at 21, 23 FPS. This feels a little bit sluggish. But interested to see how she will handle on landing, especially with that frame rate. This is really nice. We can get a chart here for the arrival. And I think we can also drag. That's really cool.
Delta 2954, continue descent, flight level 220.
So basically we would like Hacker
down to
LG
flight level 220, Delta 2954.
We have Hacker there, so that's good news. At least it's already on our flight plan, so from there we should be fine. And so our runway 34 right is India Sierra Lima Charlie 109.5.
Salt Lake Center, Delta 489, flight level 350.
Delta 489, roger. Good evening.
Let's put this back on map. Yeah, so hopefully the landing performance in the simulator will be sufficient. I really like this feature. You can set the map here as well, the chart. So 109.5. We can turn on noise cancellation if you want it, but I don't like that too much. So the weather report was 22:54. Let's refresh. So now we're looking at 010 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles, few clouds at 8,000, scattered at flight level 160, scattered 250, 31 degrees, altimeter 3012. So the Carter one, it's a shame they put that doesn't work. We were so close. But getting all the way over here, we can actually select it as we start load. Just those last 10%, it just doesn't want to do it. Let's set up some camera views. So obviously we do not have a cabin, as you can see, but still they kept some windows in there so that at least you could. Man, this always moves so slow.
Air Canada 879, contact Salt Lake Center on 132.4.
Contacting Salt Lake Center on 132.4. Air Canada 879.
I do like how they do this.
Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 879. Good evening with you, flight level 380.
Air Canada 879, Salt Lake Center, good evening.
So now, whenever we're in the cockpit, we can just do L5 or L6. But I'll step away for a little bit.
Salt Lake Center,
and keep it
Alaska
on
538. And flight level 370.
Alaska 538, good evening.
really nice. Unfortunately, it will be dark when we land. And if we land. Maybe even more importantly. For instance, a way to turn that thing off there. Right. This is something. And we may not be able to load our arrival and have a look at it. We might even enter all the waypoints manually. There's the Jackson VOR. Have that, and then hacker. So let's enter lava. See if we can do that. Let's maybe ourselves here. Lava will then be. How this works if we put it on hacker. It will come. There you go, yeah, it will come before hacker. Okay, cool. So hacker is it? Lava is it, I mean. Well, we might be onto something here. Then next. Brigham City. Hotel Oscar. Comes before hacker. Now let's, if we put this one on the map. I'd like to have this one on plan actually. Let's just, oh there you go, just press this one. Right. And then we'll mount. Go. Sort of the upper bottom work for this. Which one do we use? Here it is, range. Oh, that only works for the upper one. Maybe I'm asking too much at the moment. Alright. So we have Lava, then Lima, Hotel, Oscar. Then comes Carter. That will also be in front or before Hacker. Then there will be set. For Hacker. Diane. Before Hacker. We got lava, top of descent, LHO, Carter, set, Diane, then Hacker. Then there's Anti.
United 901 at flight level 350.
Anti before Hacker.
United 901, good afternoon.
And set up. Not in database. SURYP. Well, we'll have to do without this one, I guess. So we have all of this in here. Before we execute, go look at the colors, man. So cool. There's a dramatic screenshot time. Lighting's getting a little bit dark as well. I haven't figured out where all the lightings are. Leading light, but that's not really what we're looking for. That seems a little bit brighter. See, top of descent. It's still a ways out. Got a plan. We entered lava. So far we're actually doing good. It was going, I think, straight into Hacker maybe, I don't know. Yeah, alright, so let's just execute this. I'm liking it. So what are we looking at now? Like this? No. currently. Back on map as well. So still FMS1, VNAV holding altitude at 38,000. We are now, we did this just in time. So we are now on our way to Lava, just entered. Then top of descent at 248.
Salt Lake Center, United 280, flight level 320.
About a little over 20.
United 280, Salt Lake Center, roger. United 1913, no speed restrictions.
Resume normal speed, United 1913.
Singapore 7922. That's flight level 250.
Singapore 7922, good evening.
Actually pretty cool. Let's use our tools properly here for a second. Throttle speed. Oops, shit. There's the romance. Where's our move?
Air Canada 879, contact Salt Lake Center on 125.925.
Contacting Salt Lake Center on 125.925. Air Canada 879. Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 879. Good evening, flight level 380.
Air Canada 879, Salt Lake Center, good evening.
Pretty cool. I'm liking it. Let's get back. That was a nice excursion, took a couple of pictures there. Top of descent after lava. I'll just go get a refreshing drink, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back to the flight deck. It is. The cockpit door open. Oh, nice.
Air Canada 879, descend via Carter 1 into Salt Lake, altimeter 3012.
Descend via Carter 1 into Salt Lake, altimeter 3012, Air Canada 879.
So they already want us to descend? No, we did not enter the descent data, really. The NC 11,000. Go forward / 7,000. like this. Looks like it, very nice. Execute. And set 40,000 A, perhaps. Give that a shot. 14,000 A for above. At least this is some sort of normal formatting. And set, I believe it was. That's the wrong button. Set 14,000 or above. Yeah, that seems Carter. Really to say anything there. Brigham City, 14,000 or above, that's all fine. Right, so we got the basics, so let's execute. So, this light is really blinding. Not sure which one that is. This is just still super dark. Oh well. Yeah, so they wanted us to descend. That is the top of descent. 37. Yeah, so that's already like 2 minutes. So let's start descending. Then quickly get the charts here. Final approach chart. Runway 34 right. Take this one for now. That would mean, say, 6,000. Yeah, let's say, 7,000 feet. But we dialed in 7,000. Path. That way that we can tell the aircraft to actually descend rather than...
Now 12 X-ray at 16,000 for flight level 200.
Bottom.
Channel 12 X-ray, roger.
Descent, sometimes there's a descent now. Right. Nothing that I can see currently that would say descent now. Maybe on the cruise, although I would find it a little bit funny. Right, I cannot find it. So then we'll just do flight level change. What that's going to do for us. But still on vertical navigation, but then the flight level change. How's this? Slowly dropping. But that might still increase.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your flight attendant speaking. We have now left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Salt Lake City. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The use of lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Well, I got a flight there. Oh no. Okay, so the aircraft didn't like that. That's a shame. A she actually crashed when I changed the lighting. Oh no, man. We're so close. So close. That's a shame. So we crashed. We didn't even crash our plane, it was just a simulator. And now my simulator is crying. Well, actually, my simulator is dead. The computer is crying. But not all is lost. We'll fly this plane again. One day, my friend. That's a shame, man. So the aircraft was a little bit dark, and I decided, like, all right, okay, let's see if I can find some lights. I found some lights, and yeah, he didn't like it. So now I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way I'm not going to do this whole thing again. So we're just going to have to fly this another day. Maybe I'll come back a little bit later and fly a different plane that my later doesn't complain so much about. But and I'll look into that. But that's a little shame. That's a pity. We're very close, and you can see right on the top of the screen. We're very close. We're just starting our descent. There it is, man. That's a shame. The aircraft is very heavy on the PC. And as I said earlier, if this was a demo, like a free demo or something, try before you buy. I don't think I might not purchase it, given it's like $70 or something, and the frame rate is really poor. They have gained a lot of inbuilds, and Synaptic, the developers, they did put out regular updates, so they are now on version 1.0.6, and there's definitely some improvement, but it is, for my system, it's still extremely slow. It is more doable than it was before, so in that sense, you know, we were in the middle of flying, so everything was going fine, but sometimes this might happen anyway, so I'm not sure if I immediately should blame this on the airplane. Sometimes the simulator just doesn't like when you change certain settings mid-flight, and it'll be like, no, it starts freaking out and it just crashes to your desktop. But yeah, the plane is definitely demanding, so it's not an easy one to rule out for certain. So it probably is yeah. That's a shame. It's very frustrating because you know, building so much, and we also like programmed in the entire star, because that was not in our database. We tried to update it during the flight and it wouldn't do it, so then I decided to just manually enter all the waypoints for the Carter 1 arrival, and that worked out fine. Put in the altitudes, some of the altitudes, and it all looked good. And now this happened because the aircraft was getting a little bit dark, and I figured, like, all right, let's turn on some lights. And then, bang, it just crashed on my ass. That's, yeah. Alright, man, that's it. There's nothing we can do about it. We can cry, but, you know, there's no use. It's a stupid plane. Hopefully it'll improve some more. But we'll see that later. I will definitely try this plane again, for sure. Maybe not right now, but yeah, but I will definitely try, because I'm curious. I was really hoping for the landing, but there is none, so the landing replay will be very boring for this. Alright, man, so that's it. Thank you very much for checking, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video, and everybody stay cool. Bye bye.